If you are a student looking to get a new computer for the upcoming school year, or already are deciding on one or already have one, I wanted to kind of give my personal opinion on the MacBook Air. Um, I personally had the iPad Pro for my first 2 years at community college, and I switched over recently to the MacBook Air. The biggest difference between the two, obviously, is touchscreen on the iPad Pro, but it's very limited and not much to do really. And you run into a lot of issues when you use an iPad for schoolwork. It can work, but I prefer a MacBook Pro, which I have right here. It's the recent model. You can tell. And pretty much I got it about 2 weeks ago, maybe three, um, from Apple Store. I got it for about $1,000, I believe. Um, and yeah, pretty much this is it right here. Keyboard's pretty nice. Definitely a lot better than a lot of other keyboards. Also, it's much better than the actual keyboard case for the iPad Pro, which I definitely don't recommend. It can work, but not nearly as big. The biggest difference I noticed between the two of these is the main fact that the screen size is much bigger. I had an iPad Pro 11-inch, which was good, but the screen is about 13.3 inches now, which is much bigger and much more manageable for doing work, multitasking, editing, my lab, any of those things. It definitely kind of comes into play. So yeah, this is kind of just to give you an idea here. Very clear screen. Pull up some stuff here. Pull Safari here. You can tell right here. It's a little web page here. It's pretty responsive for the most part. I've done some video editing on my end for YouTube videos, and it works pretty well. Kind of confusing if you're going from like Windows or like iPad OS, but for the most part, it's pretty straightforward, and you'll pretty much pick up on the specs in about a week or two. Battery life, in my opinion, I've used it since last night. I've used it for like maybe 5 or 6 hours, and my battery is about, as you can see. So this definitely has a battery for the entire day, if not more. Compared to the iPad Pro, about the same. So definitely, I think that considering this has to fit in a lot more processing and storage, this definitely has a better battery in my opinion. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys to give you an idea of what to expect with the MacBook Air. I recommend it over the iPad Pro just because you'll end up spending the same, if not more, money for the entire package. So people see the iPad Pro is like it's lower than this right here. I'll show you right here. If you go to the iPad Pro, you can see starting at $799, which is definitely cheaper than this right here. But once you add on your pencil plus your keyboard case, it comes out to over $1,000. So if you're looking for like cheapest bundle, definitely the MacBook Air. Most efficient, most useful MacBook Air. If you're like high school or like middle school or like even like very entry-level classes in college, maybe like design classes, I would recommend the iPad because the pencil, for the most part, even in today, 2021, I'd still highly go for the MacBook Air. You get a lot more value for your money. Just one example here, you can see on the iPad Air, it has one USB-C port. The MacBook here actually has two. Also, it's kind of lightweight compared to the total combo of the iPad Pro with the pencil and the keyboard case. So for the most part, the iPad's good if you're like, the iPad's very innovative. They definitely are making it into something really cool. I've seen it kind of grow over the years and see how the pencil is kind of becoming a major part of like my just everyday activity. But I definitely recommend the MacBook Air for sure for any student who wants to just max out their potential. Much more space and much more ability too. So.